The first light of dawn begins to spread across a vast wetland in Bangladesh. One by one, the workers arrive, their faces reflecting the quiet hope of a new day. These are daily laborers, men whose households survive solely on what they earn each day. Today, they'll be working with Babu. Mr. Babu is a farmer in his mid-30s. This year, he's cultivated jute across 2 acres of land. With the arrival of the monsoon, villages across Bangladesh come alive with the rush of jute harvesting. And Babu is no exception. His crops have matured, and it's time to begin the harvest. Some of the jute has already been harvested and placed in water to rot, a traditional process known as retting. Today, the fibers will be extracted from the soaked jute. At the same time, more mature jute needs to be cut from the fields. It's impossible to manage all of this alone. That's why the laborers are here today. Today, we'll spend the entire day with these hard-working people. We'll witness their daily struggle up close, listen to their stories, and touch the reality they live every day. The day's work is now fully underway, with workers dividing themselves into 2 groups. One group moves steadily through waist-deep water towards the deeper parts of the wetland. Their goal is clear: to carefully harvest the mature jute stalks. Though it might look simple from a distance, the task is anything but easy. Beneath their feet lies thick, sticky mud. Around them swarm insects. The wages are meager, and yet they press on, eyes fixed on the jute. Step by step, they move forward, slicing through the stalks with steady hands. The second group faces an even tougher challenge, extracting the fibers from jute that has already been soaked. For nearly 2 weeks, these stalks have been retting in water. Now, the rotting outer layers must be peeled back carefully to release the valuable fibers within. The intense smell from this decaying process is unbearable for many. Yet, to these workers, it symbolizes life itself. The scent of survival. Hour after hour, they stand in the foul-smelling water, skillfully separating the fibers with their bare hands. Babu isn't just supervising, He's actively participating alongside his team. Though he owns the land, he remains, above all, a farmer at heart. He understands that one must become one with the land and water for the crops to yield their true value. As the morning wears on, it's time for a short break. Around 10 o'clock, everyone comes ashore for breakfast. The meal is simple: khichuri, a humble rice and lentil dish. Yet, in that moment, it feels like a feast. Eating together nourishes more than just the body. It feeds the soul, deepening the bond between them. Our cameras captured scenes that might seem unbelievable to city eyes. Some workers are so absorbed in their tasks, they don't even come up for breakfast. They eat standing in knee-deep water or sitting on a patch of earth in the middle of the wetland. The field is their workplace, but it's also their dining table. This strange overlap of life and livelihood is something you can only witness in the heart of rural Bengal. After the meal, they return to the fields. The labor resumes. But for the workers whose sweat fuels the production of Bangladesh's golden fiber, life is anything but golden. These men and women who cut, soak, and strip jute through backbreaking physical labor face a mountain of challenges every single day. One of the biggest challenges they face is the dangerous and unhealthy working conditions. To ret the jute, they must stand for hours in stagnant, polluted water. As a result, skin diseases, itching, and even open sores are common. The foul-smelling water often triggers respiratory issues. And then there's the constant threat of leeches, snakes, and sharp blades, all of which turn every workday into a gamble with safety. Financially, their situation is just as fragile. Their wages aren't fixed. They depend entirely on the seasonal price and demand of jute in the market. One year might bring modest earnings, the next, barely enough to survive. Despite their long hours and grueling effort, many can't make ends meet. Feeding a family on this unpredictable income is becoming harder every year. And then comes the slow-burning crisis: climate change. In the past, local rivers, canals, and wetlands held enough water to soak the jute properly. Now, in many areas, water has become scarce. Without proper retting, the quality of the fiber drops, bringing lower prices at the market. This too hits the workers hardest. Poor quality jute means less income, which trickles down into lower wages. Without even realizing it, the sun has climbed to its highest point. It's time for lunch. Babu arrives with food from his home. Once again, the workers gather together. This time along a narrow path by the middle of the wetland. The meal is simple: rice, lentils, and a bit of vegetables. But after hours of exhausting labor, this humble food tastes like a feast. Barely finishing their meal, they return to work with renewed energy. Just then, dark clouds gather on the horizon. Within minutes, the sky opens up, heavy rain pours down. For a moment, the workers smile, savoring the cool relief. But the joy is short-lived. The rain stops suddenly, and unbearable humidity takes its place. Their bodies, soaked in sweat, begin to feel drained of all energy. Yet, despite these harsh conditions, not a single hand slows down. Their labor continues without pause, their fight against exhaustion relentless. Where does it end? Perhaps even they don't know the answer. By afternoon, the work shifts slightly. The fibers stripped earlier in the day are now ready to dry. Cleaned jute strands are laid out under the sun, lined neatly along the bridge. Once dark and soggy, they gradually brighten as they dry. The golden sheen returns, smooth, lustrous. This is why jute earned its name, the golden fiber. As the day winds down, the workers show a mix of fatigue and quiet satisfaction. The freshly cut jute is now hauled to deeper water for retting. There, it will soak for the next 2 weeks before the next phase of work begins. Those who spent the day stripping fibers begin to pack up. They tie the jute bundles tightly, preparing them for tomorrow's drying. One by one, they lift their loads onto tired shoulders. On their worn faces, traces of exhaustion, yes, but also a kind of pride. And just like that, another hard day in the life of Babu and his team comes to an end. Everyone has left, but Babu and the other two remain, staring at the jute he harvested today. This jute is his entire year's investment. In every fiber lies his sweat, his time, and his money spent on seeds, land preparation, weeding, and today's labor costs. The expenses are heavy, and now only one question fills his mind. Will the market give me a fair price? Before the first light of morning, Babu begins his journey to Tahapur, one of the region's largest jute markets. Traders come here from far and wide. Dawn breaks. Babu arrives at the bustling Tahapur hart, cart loaded with the result of countless hours of labor. Wholesalers examine the jute, judge the fiber's quality. Bargaining begins. Eventually, a price is settled. And so, one cycle ends, only for another to begin. Farmers like Babu are at the heart of this cycle. They are the silent architects of Bangladesh's agricultural economy. Their labor sustains the legacy of jute, the golden fiber, a legacy built not just on sunshine and soil, but on resilience, sacrifice, and hope. Today, jute farmers across Bangladesh face mounting challenges. Challenges that are slowly dimming the golden dream once tied to this crop. What they need now is support, a system that works with them, not against them. Because if farmers like Babu can survive and thrive, then perhaps this crop, this legacy, and this identity can still be saved. The golden fiber may be fading, but with the right care, it can shine again.